we're very happy that you're here. We're very happy that you've taken out time. We really appreciate the time that you've taken out for us to join us today in today's quiz. My name is Meenal Jain, and I will be your quiz master. I'll be your quiz host for today, and just very glad to see you all here. And I hope that you enjoy our today's quiz. You learn a few new facts and go with a happy mindset, and that's all we wish for. So before I begin the quiz, I'd like to tell you um, who we exactly are, what India Fact Quiz exactly is. So, India Fact Quiz is an initiative of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and we're powered by India Spend, which is an independent news platform. It's an independent journalistic platform, and you can check out India Fact Quiz, and you can see what work we do. You can log on to India Spend to see what kind of articles are written here, what kind of news is sort of brought to people around. And yeah, so Game of Facts is our initiative to spread awareness about facts, about data, about statistics. It's not GK. It's not your GK that we're testing here. What we're going to test is your bias. We want you to be introduced to your own prejudices. If possible, get to know your own mindset. And this we'll do in with the help of data that's already available to us. Our main aim, our main motive is to spread awareness about data, about facts. We do not wish to impose our opinions on you. We just want to tell you that this is the data, look at it, and just see for yourself where we stand, what do we do, and how we are as a country, so that we have a better future tomorrow. Okay, and I'd like to tell you that if you enjoy today's quiz, if you learn a few facts here, and if you enjoy today's quiz, we host Game of Facts every Friday and Saturday at 5 p.m. So if you like today's quiz, if you like today's session, it'll be great that you join us every Friday, Saturday, and get to know something new maybe. I'd like to extend a very big thanks to Mohammed Shadan, who's helped us put together this event, who's helped us put together the whole quiz with your college. And thank you so much for the opportunity. And we hope that you enjoy the quiz and learn something out of it. Before I tell you the rules and how to go about with the whole quiz, I'd like to tell you what do you stand to win here. So if you win today's quiz, okay, if you win the quiz, the top three people stand a chance to get a book called Factfulness. And this is written by Hans Rosling, along with Ola Rosling and Anna Rosling. So what is the book all about? This book, we've had many readers write into us, and they've told us that this book has helped them change a lot of things about how they think about the world. So, and even if you read the subtitle of this book, which reads as 10 reasons we're wrong about the world and why things are better than you think. So clearly the book offers a new framework for how to think about the world. The author has tried to bring in a different opinion in front of you by using different terminologies. So from time immemorial, we've been seeing that terms like developing countries, developed nations, underdeveloped nations are used for different countries of the world. But the author here has intended to use a different terminology so that people are aware and can use the same in a different way. I won't tell you much about the book because I want you to read the book and tell me how you like it. And we really appreciate when people write into us. We are very interactive. So if you like the book, if you like today's session and any feedback that you have for us, it'll be great if you could write into us on connect@indiafactquiz.com. Okay. And even if you have any queries today related to the quiz, related to the sources of certain questions that we'll put together, and you can ask for the sources in the chat box. My team and I, we are here to help you, and we want this event to go as smooth as possible. Okay, so moving on to the rules of the quiz. Very simple. There are not many rules as such. It's just a how to play guide sort of a thing. So if there are two options with which you can play this quiz. Either you can use one device or you can use two devices. So if you're using two devices, on one device you'll be able to see me here on Zoom, and on the other device you will have to log on to kahoot.it, kahoot.it. And once you enter and once you go to that website, you will have to enter the game pin which has been provided to you in the chat box. And once that game pin has been entered in the chat it's been entered there, then you have to put in your email address, and after the email address, just put in a nickname that will appear on my screen in a few seconds once I start sharing my screen. So that's if you use two devices. If you're using just one device, what you have to do is you can toggle between two tabs. One, you can see me here, and the other tab, you can use Kahoot and enter the game pin there. You will also be able to see your questions on Kahoot, so that's not a problem. And one more thing that I like to tell you is the scoring of the quiz happens as such fastest finger first. So if you're fast enough, if you're quick enough, you will get more points for that question than somebody who has answered that question a little later. So my advice is just think a little and be swift while giving your answers in. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for the rules. But yeah, so one more thing I'd like to tell is we have the first three questions that we have are poll questions. So these three questions are not marked. You're not marked on these questions. They do not contain any points. What's the motive of these questions? We'd like to know a little bit about our audience. And before you start the actual quiz, it's better to know the layout of Kahoot, how it functions, how you have to answer in Kahoot. So that's the entire motive of the first three poll questions. There's no right and wrong in the poll questions. Okay, so now I'll be sharing my screen and you will be able to see yourselves on my screen. Okay, so welcome to all of you once again. Shubham, Nicey, Mihir, Tom, Webhav, Samwise, Martin, UV, Piyush, Shadan, Aman, Mani. Thank you so much for taking out the time and joining in today. And now we will begin with our quiz. So, Game of Facts with Deshbandhu College. And this is our first poll question. You have to tell me, do you trust today's mainstream media completely? I trust independent journalistic sources only. Completely lost hope in today's news channels. I do my own fact checking or follow up as well. I have full faith in the media. You have to tell me what you think is the right option for you. Okay, so 10 of you have told that you do your own fact checking, which is great because that's what is very important in today's world, where fake news is just everywhere. It's just on WhatsApp, it's on Facebook, it's on every social media. So it's great that you do your own fact checking and follow up. 3 of you have said that you've lost hope in today's news channels, and 1 of you have said, okay, you have full faith in the media. Okay, And three of you have said, I trust independent journalistic sources only. My advice, a little small advice here, it's really good to actually follow independent journalistic sources because they are free of any agenda, they're free of any propaganda. So it's just nice to follow that sort of a medium also. Okay, moving to the next poll question. And this is a multi-select. You can select as many options as you want. Do you feel that today's journalism is ideal, or is it isn't free of any bias? It is propaganda oriented, and it lacks integrity. So you can select two, three, four options if you feel that's convenient for you. Okay, so 16 of you have said that it's propaganda oriented. 14 of you said it lacks integrity. Okay, and 11 of you have said isn't free of bias. Today's journalism isn't free of bias. And 2 of you feel that it's ideal. Okay, okay. It's nice to know your views. And with this, I'll move on to the next question, which is a word cloud. So what will happen in this question is you'll have to type in the answer. So you have to tell us the most trusted source of news you follow. Just type in whatever you think is relevant and it'll appear as a cloud here in front of you on the screen. Okay. I'm sure there are many nice answers that are going to come up. Google, Google research. I see so many of you writing Google. Okay, BBC News, NDTV, Hindu, in shorts. Uh, Rajya Sabha TV. I read many papers. That's great. Reading many papers is a good option because you're not just subjected to one particular newspaper or one particular source. So that's good. Many of you've written newspaper. It's actually nice to see that many of you still read newspaper in this digital era. So okay. Okay, so these were our first three poll questions, which were not marked. And now, after this, we begin the actual quiz, which will have 15 questions. And the first few questions are true and false questions, true or false questions. You have to tell if the statement is true or false. And we'll just begin with that. A higher percentage of girls than boys aged 10 to 14 years were child workers. Is this statement true or false? Okay, so 11 of you said true and 12 of you have said it's false, and you are correct because this statement is false. So if you look at the data, males, the boys who were aged in 10 to 14 years, who are aged 10 to 14 years, there is about 6.14% of those boys who are working, who are child workers. Whereas for females, the girls aged 10 to 14 years, 5.26% are child workers. So according to census 2011, 1.01 crore working children in the age group 5 to 14 years were there as compared to the total child population, which was about 25.96 crores. So if you see the difference is, it's just not great. So yeah, 2% of children aged 5 to 9 years and 6% of children aged 10 to 14 years are working. In 2011, among the child workers that were there, 75% belonged to the age group of 10 to 14, whereas 25% were amongst the age group of 5 to 9 years. So with this, we will look at the scoreboard. What's the score? Who's where? Okay, so UV is on the top, and we have Aman after UV, and then Mihir Abhishek, and Nicey. Okay, the names here will keep on going here and there, so it's no issues. You have 14 more questions to go. Let's go to the next question. It is mandatory for the media to give out names of the involved in a juvenile justice case. Is this statement true or false? So this is false, and 16 of you knew the correct answer. 6 of you said true. No, this is not true. This is false. So according to the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2000, Section 21, the publication of name, etc., of juvenile in conflict with law or a child in need of care and protection involved in any proceeding, it's prohibited under this act. And also, according to a United Nations Convention on the Rights of Child, Article on the Rights of Children, Article 16, both in India and internationally, the privacy of a child who's accused of infringing penal law should be protected at all stages of the proceedings. So the identity of a juvenile who's involved in any case, it has to be kept a secret. It's not to be revealed, and these are the laws for media uh, for reporting. Okay, so now we have the scoreboard, and on top we still have UV. Mihir still holds the second position. Then there's Aman, Tanishq, and Abhishek. Okay, moving on to the third question. As per the law in India, industries cannot force women to work at night. Is this statement true or false? What do you think? Is there a law, or there's not a law for this, for women working at night in industries? That's great. 17 of you knew that it's true. There exists a law which prohibits working of women at night in the industries. So Section 66 1B of Factories Act 1948, it says that no women can work, no women shall be required or allowed to work in any factory except between 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So beyond 7 p.m., the women cannot be forced to work um at night in any factories. So Section 25 of Bidi and Cigar workers, um, it Act 1966, that also states that no women shall be required or allowed to work in any industrial premise except between 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And there's another law there's another act, Section 46 1B of Mines Act 1952, which prohibits employment of women in any mine above ground except between 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So all these laws state that no women should be forced, or no women is allowed to work at night in industries and factories. And it's actually good to see that 17 of you knew this. Okay. Oh, we still have UV. The scoreboard still looks the same. So UV, Mihir, Aman, Tanishq, and Abhishek. Okay. And Rin is the highest climber with this question. Okay. 45% of married women have full control over their own earnings. Is this statement true or false? Okay, so again, 15 of you knew that this is false. What do you think? What's the percentage of such women who have full control over their earnings? So if you look at the data, 82% of currently married women who earn cash say that they make decisions alone or jointly with husbands. Okay, so it's around 82% overall. But out of this 82, 61% women make the decisions about their earnings are made jointly by their husband and the wife. And there's 21% of women, just 21% of women who make their own decisions with respect to their own earnings. And if you see if there's there's 17% of women for whom just the husband is the sole decision maker when it comes to their wives' earnings. So I think that still needs to decrease, and it should be either a joint effort or maybe solely wholly by the woman herself. Okay. So with this, it's the scoreboard is still the same. UV, Mihir, Aman, Tanishq, and Abhishek. Let's move on to the next question, which is a multiple choice question. So you have to select the correct option. With respect to pulses, India is the largest consumer, consumer and producer, consumer, producer and importer, or only producer. So to tell us, with respect to pulses, India is which of these? Is it just a consumer? Is it consumer and producer? Is it just a producer? Or is it all three, consumer, producer, and importer? Okay, so here the majority didn't know the answer. 10 of you have said consumer and producer, but no, it's actually India is the consumer, India is the world's largest consumer, producer, and importer for pulses. So agriculture, as you know, is the largest source of livelihoods, and about 70% of rural households primarily depend on agriculture. And when it comes to pulses, okay, so when it comes to pulses, if you look at the data, the global production, India's global production is about 25%, and 25% of the global production is by India, and 27% of the world consumption is also by India, and 14% of the pulses that are globally imported are by India. So India is also the largest producer of milk and jute, and it's the second largest producer of rice, wheat, sugarcane, cotton, groundnuts, and fruits and vegetables as well, almost 11 and 9% for fruits and vegetables. So with this, the scoreboard is a little changed. We have Abhishek in the lead now, and then UV, Mihir, Aman, and Tanishq. Where's everyone else? Just buckle up and get on the scoreboard now. Okay, so what is the median age of first birth among women aged 25 to 49 in India? Median age is the age at which most women have their first child. So 17 years of age, 19 years of age, 21 years, or 24 years. 12 of you knew the correct answer. It's 21 years. 4 of you have said 19 years, and 3 of you have said 24 years. Okay, so median age, as I told you, median age at first birth is the age by which half of the women have had their first child. And in India, it's 21 years. Only about 1/4 of currently married women aged 15 to 49 want to have another child. It's just about 1/4 of the total currently married women. They want to have a second child. And if you see, women in urban areas have their first birth on an average more than 1 year later than the rural women. So it's just a comparison that's been made. Okay, moving on. Now we have Mihir on the top of the scoreboard, UV, Aman, Vaibhav, and Akshat. Akshat has the highest answer streak of 5. That's nice. What is the percentage of women whose cash earnings are more than their husband's cash earnings? 12%, 19%, 27%, or 40%? So here you have to tell what is the percentage of women who earn more cash than their husbands earn. Just 4 of you knew it, and you've said 19%. 10 of you have said it's 12%. No, it's not that low also. 5 of you have said 27%, and 4 of you are really optimistic and you've said 40%. Okay, so if you see the percentage of women who earn more cash than their husbands, it's 19.2 to be precise. And the percentage of women who earn less, it's 53, around 53%. The women who earn almost the same as their husband, it's around 23%, and there is a small percentage of 3.5% wherein the husband has no earnings. So with this, Aman Kumar is on the top of the scoreboard, then Vaibhav, Akshat, Mihir, and Tanishq. Okay, so our next question is, what is the percentage of rural Indians who are literate? 43.13%, 68.91%, 55.15%, and 39.12%. What is the percentage of rural Indians who are literate? Okay, so 5 of you have said it's 68.91, and you're correct. 8 of you said 39.12, 6 of you said 43, and 3 of you said 55. Okay, so the literacy rate in India as per census 2011 is 74.04. And if you look at the rural areas, it's 68.91, and for urban areas, it's 84.98. The literacy rate for the urban areas is 84.98. And male literacy rate is higher than the female literacy rate by almost 17 points. So I think that difference is huge. And Kerala has highest rural literacy rate at 92.92%, and Mizoram has the highest literacy in urban areas, which is around 98.1%. So that's okay. So moving on, Mihir is now on the top of the scoreboard. We have Aman, then Vaibhav, Akshat, and Tanishq. Which of these states or union territories has the lowest attendance in school? Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, or Lakshadweep? So you have to tell which of these states or UT has the lowest attendance in school. Three of you got it right. Only 3 of you. Okay. So 11 of you said Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So that's not correct, actually. Andaman and Nicobar Islands has around 92% of attendance in schools. Andhra Pradesh is the least, and this is around 87.1%. Karnataka has 87.9%, and Lakshadweep has around 96%. So Lakshadweep is the highest amongst this lot. And if you look at the entire country, the attendance in school is the lowest in Assam, which is around 79%, and it's the highest in Kerala, which is around 97%. Okay, so we have Mihir still on top, then Aman, Vaibhav, Akshat, and Shubham. And now, after this question, we move on to the 13th one, which is the first fully organic state in the world. Which of these is the first fully organic state in the world? Chandigarh, Sikkim, Nagaland, or Himachal Pradesh? And by organic state, I mean which is which fully uses organic farming as the uh, method of farming. It's 16%. 16 of you have said Sikkim, and you're correct. So Sikkim is the world's so Sikkim won the Oscar for Best Policies, which was conferred by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, for the world's best policies promoting agroecological and sustainable food systems. So Sikkim won Future Policy Award 2018, beating 51 nominated policies from 25 countries. And in 2003, Sikkim stopped the imports of chemical fertilizers in the state, and since then, the cultivable land there is practically organic. So, and the farmers of Sikkim are traditional users of organic manure, and all of its farmlands are now certified organic. And this policy is a this policy achieved a total ban on the sale and use of chemical pesticides, and this has benefited more than 66,000 farming families. So I think Sikkim is an excellent example for our nation and for the countries of the world uh, to opt for organic farming, to opt for organic and sustainable methods of farming. So with this, there's a slight shift. Aman is on the top of the scoreboard, and we have Vaibhav, then Shubham, then Mihir, and Tanishq. Okay, moving on to our next question, which is immunization prevents dash number of deaths every year globally. Since you know that this is immunization week going on, we'd like to know how many deaths are prevented by immunization globally. Is it 2 to 3 million, 1 to 2 million, 3 to 4 million, or 4 to 5 million? Seven of you've got it correct. It's 4 to 5 million, and 4 to 5 million deaths. That's the amount of deaths that can be actually avoided, that are avoided because of immunization uh, globally. And immunization prevents deaths every year from all age groups, from diseases like diphtheria, pertussis, influenza, measles, and additional 1.5 million deaths can be avoided if global vaccination coverage improves. So that's how important immunization is for the world right now. With this, Mihir is on the top of the scoreboard. Then we have Aman, Shubham, Vaibhav, and Abhishek. Okay, moving on to our next question. In order to strengthen India's universal immunization program, India launched DASH initiative in December 2014. What is the name of the initiative? So is it Mission Immunization, Mission Indradhanush, Mission Swasthya, or Tika Utsav? What is the name of the mission that was launched in December 2014? Okay, so 14 of you knew the correct answer, and it's Mission Indradhanush. In 1985, the expanded program for immunization was modified to universal immunization program, and despite being operational for so many years, universal immunization program has been able to only immunize 65% of children in the first year of their life. So to strengthen this program, the government launched the Mission Indradhanush in December 2014, and to further strengthen it, intensified Mission Indradhanush was launched in October 2017. Now we have Shubham on top of the scoreboard, and then we have Abhishek, Mihir, Tanishq, and Aman. Okay, moving on to our next question. So the next three questions are going to be puzzle questions wherein you have to arrange the options in the correct order. It's really simple. You just have to drag the options in the correct order and place it in the correct order. So the first puzzle question is, put these steps to look out for while getting the COVID-19 vaccine in correct order. Vaccination, wait for security check to enter, online verification and ID check, 30 minutes observation. You have to arrange these steps in the correct order, and these steps have been given by WHO. 13 more seconds before. Okay. So a few of you, I think, knew the correct answer. So what you have to do exactly is you first wait for the security check to enter. And then after the online verification and ID check is done, you get vaccinated. And then after you're vaccinated, just wait for 30 minutes. That's an observation period. You wait at the center and then you can go home. So here I really would like to urge you to get vaccinated, looking at the condition in the country, in the world, especially in the country, because it's just so bizarre at the moment. I think it's very important for us. And since the vaccination is now going to be the vaccine is now going to be available to the majority of population on 1st of May, I really think that without any hassle and without any much thinking, we should all go in for the vaccine and get ourselves vaccinated as soon as possible, because I think that's the only way we can maybe fight the pandemic that's going on. So moving on to our next question, but before that we have our scoreboard. Abhishek, I think you got the correct answer, so you're on top. And then we have Shubham, Mihir, Tom, and Tanishq. Okay, moving on to our next question. Rank the reasons most common to least for non-vaccination of children. So you have to rank these reasons that are given to you as to which is the most common and which is the least common for children not getting vaccinated. Child traveling, apprehension of adverse events, lack of awareness, or vaccine resistance. Vaccine resistance can be anything, maybe some religious belief or anything where people are just resistant towards vaccine. There are many more reasons, but these 4 reasons are the top reasons for why people don't get their children vaccinated. You have to arrange these in the order of the most common to the least common. Okay, so quite a few of you knew the correct answer. So it's lack of awareness. That's the major reason. Around 45% of children who are not vaccinated. It's because around 45% of the reasons which are there for not for the children not getting vaccinated, it's lack of awareness. Many people are just not aware about what these vaccines are for, what immunization means, what vaccine preventable diseases are. So it's just complete lack of awareness. And then we have the second one is apprehension of adverse events, which is people are just not sure of what side effects the vaccine will have, so they don't go in for so they don't get the child vaccinated, and that's around 24%. Then there's vaccine resistance. People are just very resistant towards getting vaccinated. That's around 11%. And then it's 8% related to traveling. If the child is traveling, or maybe the parents are moving from one place to another, or any such issues, because traveling is very frequent for almost everyone. So these are the major 4 reasons why people don't get their children vaccinated. And with this, Abhishek is still on top, and then we have Mihir, Tom, Tanishk, and Shubham. Okay, now we have our last question, and let's see who wins the quiz after that. Rank from high to low the percentages of these causes of death among men: respiratory diseases, cardiovascular diseases, digestive diseases, and tuberculosis. So you have to rank these reasons, these causes of deaths among men, uh, from high to low. Which is the major cause, and which is the lowest, which is the least major in amongst these. Another 5 seconds to go. 25% of you knew the correct order. So it's cardiovascular diseases, then respiratory diseases, which is about 7.8%. For cardiovascular, it's about 25%. So 25% of deaths are because of cardiovascular diseases. Then we have respiratory diseases. Then we have the digestive diseases, which is around 6%, and tuberculosis amounts for 4.5% of deaths among men. So the reason here, I think, it's just the cardiovascular diseases are more sudden. The cardiovascular deaths are more sudden. It's an acute problem, whereas the other 3, respiratory, digestive, and tuberculosis, it's a chronic illness. These are chronic illnesses. So these happen over a period of time, and that's why it's cardiovascular on top with 25%. So with this, we've come to an end, and before I reveal who our winners are, you have a poll that's been run. So you just have to give in your inputs. Did you enjoy the quiz? Did you learn something new out of the quiz that we did today? Do you want to participate in more Game of Facts quizzes? And if you do, then you can join us every Friday and Saturday at 5 p.m. The Friday quiz is in Hindi, and the Saturday quiz is in English. So we do it every week, and you can join in and win exciting books every week. So please tell us, did you enjoy the quiz? Did you learn something new? How was your experience? And if you have something that you want to tell us, maybe a feedback or something, we more than welcome any constructive feedback, and we'll be glad if you write to us on connect@indiafactquiz.com. Also, the 3 winners, you'll have to send in your details uh, and a screenshot of the winning screen, which will be which I'll just take you through in the next couple of in the next few minutes. So you'll have to send the screenshot of the screen and your details on connect@indiafactquiz.com. Okay, so here we have our winners. And on third position, we have Mihir. On the second position, we have Abhishek. And the winner is Tom. Okay, congratulations to all of you. And Vaibhav and Tanishk are the runner-ups. So I hope that you enjoyed our quiz today, and we will see you again. Yes, I think most of you voted yes, that you enjoyed the quiz and you learned something new and you would want to participate in the quizzes again. So I just hope to see you again. Until then, please stay safe. Take all the precautions. Get yourself vaccinated as soon as possible, and have a happy week ahead. It was really great to have you here, and thank you so much for this opportunity, for having a quiz, for having this event with us. Thank you.